Tucson is the latest region to start sending migrants to Mexico while awaiting their asylum hearings. It's part of the Migrant Protection Protocol program.
And the Department of Homeland Security started sending migrants to Mexico by busloads last week. Shelter in Tucson says it now has space to take in asylum seekers. 9 News' Rogelio Mares joins us now with more. Rogelio.
Valerie and Pat, it's the job of volunteers at Casalitas to provide shelter to migrants. Pima County gave them part of the juvenile detention center to do that. Now that migrants are being shipped across the border, Casalitas says part of their shelter sits empty.
Several months ago, we were seeing around 100 to 150 people being released. It's in the last several weeks, we've been seeing 50 to 60. And right now, it's going to about 20-some people per day.
Diego Peña Lopez at Casalitas will tell you there are fewer migrants being sheltered here because of the Migrant Protection Protocol, a policy by the Trump administration deployed across parts of the border last January. It took effect in the Tucson region last week.
There's so much that we're still able to offer and give here, and to be able to meet the needs of these families that are fleeing for their lives.
We have a great deal of stuff waiting for families to use. Thank you. Really good to see you.
Francis Wheeler handles donations and resources at the migrant shelter.
People from all over the country are sending us clothing and accessories and toiletries for them to use while they're here.
She says clothes are piling up with fewer migrants being sheltered at Casalitas. Wheeler says the piles of donated clothes sitting on their shelves won't go unused, though. She says they'll likely be sent to migrant shelters in Nogales. Peña Lopez says shelter isn't the only problem migrants are confronted with.
Mothers who cannot produce breast milk because they're so dehydrated.
At shelters like Casalitas, Peña Lopez says migrants can receive medical care. For its part, the Department of Homeland Security says the Migrant Protection Protocol will help restore a safe and orderly immigration process. In a relative issue, just last week, we reported the county's plans to ask for $1 million. That would cover past costs of the shelter at Casalitas. In a memo, county officials said the shelter is expected to process 12,000 asylum seekers this year. For